This is Jasmine Guy, and you're watching The Kevin T. Robertson Show.
This is the motivational supercharger, Kevin T. Robertson. I am here in front of the historical Lincoln Theater. Right up and down here is the powerful U Street corridor. We only do big things on the Kevin T. Robertson Show, bringing you hot events. Tonight, the Harlem Renaissance before U Street. I'm here once again at the historical Lincoln Theater for the Harlem Jazz Renaissance. I am here with Shayna Rudd. Shayna, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much.
Besides being lovely and Miss Black USA,
Yes.
what brings you out tonight?
Honestly, Jasmine Guy brought me out tonight.
Wow, okay.
Jasmine and I shared a dance teacher, Dolores Brown Abelson, very old school ballerina. And when I was coming up in the dance world, Dolores Brown told me to model myself after Jasmine Guy.
Okay.
So I have followed her career as an activist, as an author, as a dancer, as a performer. And when I heard that she was going to be here, among all the other fabulous things that are happening tonight, I said I have to be there tonight just to see her in the flesh.
Wow. What responsibilities are you going to carry with your crown to inspire women to come up to maybe do the same thing that you're doing?
Absolutely. I have a nonprofit organization, the Lady Diva Corporation, which is to inspire young women from impoverished areas to have the audacity to dream.
Wow.
So we're here in Southeast DC. We're also in Philadelphia, New Jersey. We have an emerging chapter in New Orleans. So pretty much by sharing my story and letting them know that if I can come from here and rise here, then baby girl, you can do it too.
I'm here with Kamal. He is owner of Ben's Chili Bowl right next door, and he is on the board of directors for the historical Lincoln Theater. Kamal, what brings you out tonight, sir?
Supporting this theater, keeping our good work on U Street alive, keeping this history alive.
Absolutely.
It's just very humbling, man. You know, it's very humbling, and mom and dad's blood, sweat, and tears, the hard work they've put in over the years, not to mention all of our grandparents and ancestors and fathers and mothers. So, you know, it's just an honor and a privilege to keep it going. And I feel it's our duty to keep this history in this vastly changing city, to keep this history going on U Street.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said, Kamal. Now, as far as the Harlem Renaissance, when you talk about the arts, you talk about the culture, you talk about the history of the arts. What does that do for you, and what is this show doing for you tonight?
Well, you know, of course, U Street predated Harlem. And that's what a message we're trying to get across, that before, as 1940, you couldn't go into the Apollo Theater until about 1940, where U Street had a rich and very, you know, great African-American history from 1900 to 1940. So U Street was jumping, and this was the showpiece for African-Americans. So, you know, what a great history to have Howard University and, you know, the great jazz artists and just all of the things, you know, the builders, the money, everything was on Washington. Washington was the focus, the premier place for African-American history in the early 1900s.
Absolutely. Here at the historical Lincoln Theater with the one and only Isaiah Washington. How are you, sir?
Oh man, I'm good.
How was the evening?
It's fantastic. I learned a lot about the Lincoln Theater. I wasn't. I was thoroughly educated. I was surprised that I spent some time here in DC and that I didn't know what I discovered about the Lincoln Theater. So that was refreshing, man.
Absolutely.
And to be on the boards where, you know, Duke Ellington and some of the other greats that were responsible for me being here, it was very inspirational, so I had a good time.
Absolutely. Isaiah, what allows you to keep your focus and keeps you drawn to the arts?
Oh, it's just what I do. It's in my DNA. You know, once you discover what your purpose is, and I discovered my purpose here, it all started here at Howard. It all started here in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So, like I said, I haven't been on a stage in Washington, D.C. for 22 years.
Wow.
I had a lot of fun just quietly inside, knowing that, wow, my whole career started here in this city. So to be in a historical place this way, it meant a lot to me.
Absolutely. Listen, it meant a lot to us. You being here tonight, you had a great performance. Your outfit was fantastic. The ambiance was great in here. The house was packed, and it was a great evening. We surely appreciate you on the Kevin T. Robertson Show, Isaiah. Thank you so much, man. Stay focused, baby. We love you.
Absolutely.
Always do big things right here on the Kevin T. Robertson Show. One and only, Isaiah Washington.
Fantastic.
Here with the lovely Jasmine Guy. Jasmine, how are you this evening?
I'm great. Celebrating the wonderful period of the Harlem Renaissance at the Lincoln Theater. It's fabulous.
Absolutely. Now, you've dedicated your whole life to the arts. What keeps inspiring you to keep coming out to support events like this?
Well, this was a very important decade in our history, and I want everybody to know about all the wonderful artists that came out of the Harlem Renaissance and what we came from. You know, this is part of our history, and from Countee Cullen, Claude McKay, Langston Hughes, W.B. Du Bois, we had great minds, we had great painters.
Great music.
Great music,
Absolutely.
The Duke, and many others, Bix Beiderbecke, and I mean, it's such a full decade, and I think that we touched it tonight. We gave you a little taste.
Well, you know what? You definitely would have tasted D.C. tonight. The U Street corridor is out there jumping. You see D.C. is so hot right now. Why do you think that not only it's President Obama in office right now, why do you think that D.C. is so hot?
Well, DC's always been hot. It's always been not only a melting pot of different cultures, African American as well as Caribbean flavors and everything that comes to DC and comes through DC, but because of where we're situated in DC, branches off to New York and Philly, and we can all congregate in this one area and do our thing. And the people appreciate it here.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we surely appreciate you and your talent and your beauty and your charisma. We love you on the Kevin T. Robertson Show. This is the Motivation Supercharger, Kevin T. Robertson, here with Jasmine Guy. We only do big things, baby, right here on the Kevin T. Robertson Show.
Yeah, baby.
And ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to interview the one and only Blair Underwood. Blair, how are you tonight, sir?
Man, I'm doing well.
Absolutely.
Doing well.
Listen, man.
Great show tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, you know, let me say, what keeps inspiring you to be in this business? You know, people seem to really, really love you. What do you think draws people to Blair Underwood?
You know, I don't know about that, but what inspires me, I love people.
Absolutely.
I genuinely love people.
Yeah.
So to be able to do what I love to do, which is entertain and perform, and if people respond to it, that's a beautiful thing. So it's a blessing.
You know what, Blair? I always tell my seminar participants, I'm a professional keynote speaker and a business trainer. And I always tell them I can teach you a lot of things, a lot of soft skills, but I cannot teach you how to be sincere.
That's right.
You have the quality that I think people like about you is you're really sincere. You come from your heart, and you made those words that you read tonight, you made them your own. People were hooping and hollering, they were screaming, you know, it was great.
All that?
It was all of that. Now listen, you know, this is an historical night.
Yeah.
The U Street corridor is just red hot out there. DC is smoking hot. What do you think keeps people drawn to DC and the arts?
Oh man, two different things. DC, first of all, I said earlier, I love this city. I love the people of the city. I love that it's chocolate city. I love the politics of the city. All of that. But you know, this more than any place. You know, I was Army brat, so I grew up all over the place.
Okay.
At one point, my dad was stationed at the Pentagon, but I always keep coming back to Virginia and or DC.
Wow.
And it has to do with the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Blair, where do you see yourself going from here? You've had a long career. You've been in the game a long time. You know, where do you see yourself going from here, and how much focus do you need to maintain in order to do it the way you want to do it?
Man, it's a lot of focus, but in terms of what I want to do, I want to keep on doing what I'm doing and build on every level. Okay. Whether it's the books that are coming out, whether it's producing, whether it's directing, whether it's acting, all of that. Just want to keep leveraging one against the other and just keep on doing it.
Absolutely. Well, listen, much respect, man. We love you on the Kevin T. Robertson Show. Listen, this is Blair Underwood. He's a family man. He is a Renaissance man. He is a man of many, many flavors, and we always do big things right here, baby, on the Kevin T. Robertson Show. You better understand what's going on. Blair Underwood on the Kevin T. Robertson Show.
Holla.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very powerful historical night here at the historical Lincoln Theater. I have with me here the owner of the Islander Caribbean restaurant, Curtis J. Green. Curtis, how are you this evening, sir?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Truly an honor to be a part of your program, truly.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. How long has your establishment, the Islander, been in business?
This is our 37th year. It's family owned and operated. Brothers, sisters, cousins, mother, father, nieces, nephew, and grandkids.
Wow.
So we're keeping it in the family and trying to keep the culture alive.
Okay. And now, you know, how does it feel to have a restaurant be a part of a rich history in the Washington, D.C. area? You have many celebrities that roll through. You guys have jazz there. You got a real sexy spot. You know, what inspires you to have the people to keep coming back to your place?
The love of it. My mother's motto, who is the one who started the restaurants, it's always been, we cook for ourselves and invite you all in to come be a part of what we're doing. So we keep it family and keep the culture. And our main focus has been the opportunity to promote our culture and what we do.
Absolutely. You know, they say the average business fails in the first 8 years. And they say if you can make it past the second 8 years, 80% of businesses fail in the second 8 years as well. You've managed to be here 37 years. And the restaurant business is in the top 10 businesses of all the riskiest businesses in the world to open. True. You've managed to do it for 37 years. A woman or a male looking at this show, maybe a little kid that has the aspirations of being in the restaurant business, what words of encouragement could you give them to just stick to it and be successful in that industry?
Leave it up to God. Follow your dream, stay positive, and if you can, keep your family as close to you and what you do as humanly possible. Because without my mother, none of this would be possible.
Wow.
Addie Green is our God here on this earth.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
sir. Yes, sir.
Well, Curtis, we sure appreciate you being on the Kevin T. Robertson Show. Thank you so much. This is the motivational supercharger of the 21st century, Kevin T. Robertson. I'm here with Curtis J. Green. You better understand what's going on. We only do big things right here on the Kevin T. Robertson Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been here to celebrate the Harlem Renaissance, the re-emergence of U Street. It has been a hot evening. I've interviewed Jasmine Guy. I've also interviewed Blair Underwood. I also interviewed Isaiah Washington. I also interviewed many people that were actually on the board of directors for the Historical Lincoln Theater as well. I interviewed Kamal, the owner of Ben's Chili Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that we only do big things on the Kevin T. Robertson Show, we are on fire. We have many more things coming to you as soon as possible. We always keep the world focused on their goals and their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, always remember, the positive mind has a shine 900 billion times brighter than the sun. Keep shining with the rays of success, and I will see you at the top. You know who I am, the one and only motivational supercharger of the 21st century, Kevin T. Robertson, America's leading focus expert. And I'm host of the Kevin T. Robertson Show. You better ask somebody.